I will try to give my view of the India potato potential from an outside perspective. I will briefly talk about my background so that you have an idea where I'm coming from, and then I will talk about opportunities in processing. That's where the key of my expertise is. I've given a course of just a week on just that second point, opportunities in processing, but I will try to limit it to a few hours here. And then I will go into opportunities in the cultivation and retail and speak about export. And I have my first steps in the potato industry at a research institute in the Netherlands. It's now part of Wageningen University. I've been testing new potato varieties on pilot scale line. We are the really little production line where we could test new varieties. I've done extensive work for the Dutch French fry manufacturers, and if you say Dutch French fry manufacturers, basically all the French fry manufacturers at that time were present in the Netherlands, or at least some representation. So basically I've been doing a research program for the French fry industry in general. I specifically looked at potato processing opportunities in Indonesia, and I will refer to that back. And then I've done several presentations to present the knowledge of the Netherlands in general in presentation on the road to processing. And I've given presentations like that in Russia, Belarus, and China. And we've done numerous testing on pilot facilities. As I said, I started my career in the Netherlands, but after that I moved to Canada, where I joined McCain Foods, and I set up a corporate processing research center in the French fry capital of the world, where I still live in Canada. And I ran that center for 5 years, and after that I started on my next venture, PotatoPro. We've been doing that now for almost 20 years. Next year, it's 20 years. Well, I tell you what the idea was. At that time, the internet started to become important, but a lot of publishers didn't jump too much on it, and I saw there an opportunity, also inspired by the McCain company, who jumped on a business that was still very unproven when they started. And I wanted no print. I wanted to be global and focused on all the new things, because having worked in both Canada and North America and Europe, I noticed that people in one part of the world didn't really know that well what was going on in other parts of the world. And I saw an opportunity to generally increase the level of knowledge of what was going on in the potato industry. So yeah, the idea was to reach out to professionals in the potato sector and provide them with the information they need, free and easily accessible. And to make a long story short, Google loved us, and we became the dominant marketing platform for the potato industry. Good, let's go to India and processing, opportunities in processing. Well, I'm not telling you anything new if I say that potato is a very, very versatile crop. And just being a few days here in India, that impression has only become stronger because I came across several products that I had never seen before, all made out of potatoes. So the potato industry makes different products, chips, flakes, and fries. That order is not random. And that order is basically determined by the scale and the requirements that are necessary for starting those production processes. Potato chips is relatively easy. It's a rather local thing. You can do it at almost any scale. And once you have a small amount of potatoes available, you can launch your potato chip brand. And there's not global competition. I used to say that if a potato chips factory was away 500 kilometers, they would typically not be able to compete with you. But I'll get back to that later. Potato flakes, you definitely need way more scale, so you need way more potatoes. But the requirements are not that strict, so you can get away with a lot of different potato supplies. French fries, that is another step up. Potato flakes have a global competition because you can transport that product worldwide, and it is very shelf stable. Same is true for frozen French fries. But frozen French fries not only have a global competition, you can only manufacture them successfully if you do it at a large scale. You can do that on a very small scale. And you need a lot of potatoes that you can run. It's quite specific qualities. India has managed to get all through all these phases, and I'm pleased to see how the French fry industry is absolutely booming. I think it must be mentioned that there's a lot of other products too. Potato granules, chilled products, cut and peeled products, other frozen products like and snacks. So yeah, there's a lot of different products. Okay, what are the key factors to make potato processing a success? First of all, the scale. I hear often of people thinking of starting a French fry factory, and then and the first thing I ask always is, okay, how much do you want to produce? Most of the time they mention an amount that I do not consider economically feasible. You have to do potato processing for French fries on a large scale. And there's an interesting point there. If you go bigger, the costs relatively get lower, because the equipment equipment that produces twice as much is not twice the cost of the equipment that does the regular stuff. Same with staffing. If you go higher in capacity, it's not necessarily more manpower. So the bigger you get, the better. The second part is you have to be able to use all of your potatoes and add maximum value to it. If you want to make French fries and you only make French fries, you end up with a large waste stream, or at least something that you cannot reasonably make French fries of, which is a bad thing, of course, from a cost perspective. So you need to consider your whole potato, and you need to think of, okay, what am I going to do with everything that's not suitable for French fries? And that could be because it's not meeting the specifications, and just because it's the side parts of the potatoes, or the potatoes are too small. You want to make sure that you can make a good value of those parts of the potato as well, because it overall influences significantly the viability of your operation. Then quality. Of course, the better your quality of your potato, the better the quality of your product. But also, if your potatoes are better, you have to refuse less potatoes. So there's a lot of gain to be made if you can get that right. It's also important that there's all kinds of different markets. It's not one market. You can target the fast food chains, or you can target retail, and there's quite some difference between those markets. Export opportunities are there too, also vastly different types of opportunities. Finally, I want to make a remark on cost of labor. You are blessed here with a rather low cost of labor, although I have seen some reports where people complained about a high cost of labor. Well, if I'm thinking from a European or a North American perspective, that makes me giggle a bit, because the cost of labor is absolutely low here. So what we are really talking about then is, okay, what am I gonna do with labor, and what am I gonna automate? It's a very balanced process where you have to look at all the stages of your processing and all the stages of your overall chain, am I going to do it with labor, and what am I going to do with automation? Yes, and if you then go use labor for something that can be better and more cost effectively automated or use machines for, then it would come to a statement, yes, labor is expensive. Okay, what is, from an agricultural perspective, necessary for a successful potato processing chain? There's basically one line that says it all. You need enough potatoes, because I said it's done at significant scale. They must be suitable for processing, which is in many cases a challenge, especially in many of the climatological conditions you have here. They must be year-round available, even a bigger challenge. And they have to be a reasonable price. So that translates then in a whole different aspects, like, okay, make sure you have the right varieties. And there's lots of improvement ongoing, but others are going to speak way more over that later. The supply chain as in itself needs to be optimized. You need to be able to get your product to the retail chains or to the fast food chains in an effective way, or being exported in a way that does not degrade the quality. Same for the situation going from potato field to storage to factory. And the other part is, yeah, there is you have to focus on your potato processing quality in your agriculture. I'm very impressed how the French fry manufacturers have taken that on, and the amount of education that's going on there, and how farmers are helped to go through that process. I find quite amazing. Okay, so I have to highlight the agricultural aspects here. You can do with payments and how to address that as well. There's quite a number of optimizations possible. Then finally I want to address the opportunities that there are in potato cultivation for the retail, because that is, if you're not a processor, that is the most feasible way to add value to your product. And it all boils down to create a brand, do something special, make it known to people, and if you have a good feature, people are willing to pay for it. That could be as simple as biodegradable packaging, or any type of packaging that stands out. It could be your origin of your potatoes. These are Jersey Royal potatoes. They are famous in Europe because they are earlier than any other potatoes, and they come from a special island, and there's a whole lot of marketing around that. Or you can go to specific varieties. This is a very interesting fingerling potato. Colored potatoes, opportunity as well. La Bonnotte, that's well known to be the most expensive potato. It's a potato that's grown on salt flats, and they have made that so famous and marketed to restaurants that they can charge exorbitant prices for it. In North America, you have creamer potatoes, very small potatoes, quite uniform in shape, grown specifically in a range of color, and yeah, they sell at huge premium. You can even go further and pack them ready-made in trays that go right in the oven or go right in the microwave. India has a lot of opportunities to export. That's because the cost of both your potatoes is low, and the potato products are low in price as well. You have to get a good quality, but you got that down. Especially in the Asian market, you have a strong position. At least I can tell you that in Europe they are quite nervous. Look for niches. There's a lot of opportunities there, especially if you take with you the immense brand that you have with the Indian flavors. I want to point out that picture on the right. That's a picture that I made in my local supermarket, a Walmart. And guess what? That's Bikaji's chips from India. And I just thought that potato chips couldn't be exported on long distances. Obviously, you can do it. Not just that, the price of that package of potatoes is about half what Lay's charges for a similar size pack in the same store. So there's opportunities. Okay, lots of opportunities to grow, find the niches, keep the cost low going forward as you develop more knowledge and further professionalize all aspects of the potato chain. And that's potato dish that didn't have before. I tried it here and it was quite good. Speaking about knowledge, I want to invite everyone also to our stand B15, where we have a big wall where we have question and answers that people can post, and we hope that we get a lively discussion there, because I think knowledge exchange is one of the key aspects that can make the potato chain thrive. Thank you very much.